like Perry said, I'm from Chicago, but really a suburb, and it's actually not really that near, but so I actually went back to Chicago this past summer for like 4 weeks for a break, and during those 4 weeks I had like my White Sox pajama pants on the entire 4 weeks, and I watched Dr. Phil reruns and felt like all of girls. And I ate deep dish pizza and like Chicago style hot dogs, like seriously 2 meals out of the 3 meals of the day. And for the first meal I had frozen waffles and ice cream, and if you've never had it, you guys, like it's anyway. Blow your mind, you're welcome. But after those 4 weeks, I had to put on a real pair of pants again. So I'm like up in my room, like, okay, I have to put on these like jeans. This is gonna be awful. So like I'm like putting on these jeans, and I was sweating, but like actually sweating. And I'm like trying to like pull up these pants, and I'm like doing acrobatics. But then it really pissed off. So I'm like, you know what? My dad put these jeans in the dryer. Like, I know my dad put my jeans in the dryer. So the way that my family and I communicate is by yelling. And I'm like, Dad! He's like, what? Like, you put my pants in the dryer! No, I didn't! And I was like, fine, whatever, fine. Like, he can deny it. He was trying to be nice to do my laundry. It's fine, I'll forgive him. Then that summer when I was in the clinic, I noticed he must have put all of my shit in the dryer. It was all too small. And that was like denial number 1. So denial number 2 came in October when I was in the mountains for clinical week. I would spend a lot of my day with patients counseling them on diet and exercise because really anywhere in North Carolina you eat fried chicken for breakfast. So I understand waffles and ice cream, but I will never understand fried chicken for breakfast. And so I would, I would always have a conversation with patients about diet and exercise because it's something I could not screw up as a second year. Everything else I could, but that conversation I usually couldn't. But it was kind of like a script. Like with every patient, it was just like this script. So I'd be like, oh, Mrs. So-and-so, like tell me about your diet. What do you usually eat for breakfast? Vegetables. Oh, that's great. Like tell me what you eat for lunch. Fruit. Oh, that's like, oh, that's awesome. Like what about dinner? Sodium-free vegetable broth. And it's like, we all know that they're lying. But I was like, trying to be encouraging. Like, I'm like, oh, good. What about exercise every day? And I'm like, that's great. Me too. So, we had some time. We had some time one day that was free, and I looked at this scale, and I was like, you know what? I haven't weighed myself in like a really long time. How fun! I'll like get on the scale. So I get on the scale, and the last time I was weighed, I think it was like a year prior at a doctor's appointment. And they're like, you weigh 125. I'm like, I don't know what that means. That's fine. So I get on the scale, and I look down, and I was like, And I look up at the BMI chart in front of me, and I'm like, wow, that says I should be 3 inches taller. Which is weird because I'm like, I don't know a lot about growth, but I don't think I'm supposed to grow anymore. That's really awkward, which was denial number 2. So later that same night, I'm driving back from the mountains of Chapel Hill, and I get like 2 hours into the drive. I'm like, oh my god, I'm starving. I'm gonna pass out. I'm like hypoglycemic. I need Arby's. Lucky me, I'm in Statesville, where there's like every fast food restaurant you could ever want, and fortuitously, there was an Arby's. And I was like, done. So I get off, and I go to Arby's. I'm in the drive-thru. I'm like, I need something easy to eat while I'm driving. A curly fry, and like a large one because I haven't eaten dinner yet, so like a large curly fry is like dinner. So I get back onto 40 and I'm like drinking these curly fries. Like here's the cup, and I'm like, that was really inappropriate, didn't mean that. And then I have like honey mustard, it's like all over the place. There's like honey mustard on my windshield. I'm like burning my mouth. There's like grease on my shirt. Taylor Swift is like screaming at me. I'm like, really? I'm like, what am I doing with my life? hickory, and I'm like, oh my god, like I'm unhealthy. I'm like really unhealthy. And I just spent all week telling people about diet and exercise, and like I'm drinking curly fries. And the scale told me this morning I gained 20 pounds in a year, and I was just like, oh, I'm 3 inches too short. No. Like, you're unhealthy. And I had this epiphany, and I was like, oh crap, I need to get a gym membership tomorrow. So I did. And a lot of people are like, but wait, Brittany, like you're a student, we get to go to the gym for free. And I'm like, shut up, because if I don't pay for it, I'm not going to go. So I did. I purchased a gym membership. And so that was back in October. And so fast forward, like 8 weeks later, I've been to the gym every single day for like 45 minutes. And that's not a lie, like every single day. So I wanted to see, oh no, this is where I want to pause, because this is not a November to Beachbody in 6 months story, kind of like Cosmo. This was hard, like really hard. So after the first day, well, when I was at the gym the first time, I was like, everyone's looking at me, and not like an I'm vain kind of a way, and like it's Mean Girls, you're not wearing pink and it's Wednesday. And I was like, oh my god, and then whatever was fine. And then next morning I woke up and I was like, somebody shower me an Advil immediately. Like, I can't even move, but I tried to stick with it, I kept going, and 8 weeks later I was like, I want to see like the numerical fruits of my labor. So I'm going to get on a scale, and again, it's always a bad idea. Ever. Like, don't weigh yourself. I should be talking to me. I don't want to project. Like, I should not weigh myself. So I get on the scale, and I was like, what? I have lost, in 8 weeks, I've lost like 3 pounds. And I was like, oh my god. So I get back in my car. I was always having these breakdowns in my car. And then I get in my car, and I like start playing Defying Gravity. And I'm like, trying. Defying Gravity, and y'all, this was pre-Frozen, so I have a new song to cry to now. Thank the Disney gods, but so I'm like crying in my car, and I'm like, this is the worst, I've worked so hard at it, and I'm like, but wait a minute, I feel so much better. Like, I'm not as anxious, I can get some sleep. This is like time in every day that is my own. Like, I get to control that time. I don't have someone else trying to control it for me. I get to watch Jeopardy. I actually get to watch Jeopardy, like, or I get to watch lectures with inappropriate things and have people be like, it's one of the best things of being at the gym and like studying at the same time. And I was like, why am I so upset? Like, it's not about that. It's about how I feel. My thighs don't wave at me in the mirror anymore. Like, I don't care what the number says. And it was this sense of like, no, wait, that really doesn't matter. And I'd always heard people say with exercise, like, it's not the way you look, it's the way you feel. And I was like, maybe you. Whatever. But in that moment, I really thought that was true. And as I reflect on that journey from like August, when I was screaming at my dad for putting my clothes in the dryer, which he didn't do, and now I feel really bad about it. And then like to now, I think something that is really meaningful to me is that it makes me want to put meaning behind my words to patients. Because when I was in the mountains, it was like, oh, exercise, eat better, but it was just like replay. Like I was just saying things that were taught to say in CSI and CSD. Don't smoke. Don't drink as much. Maybe you should try eating some vegetables. But I was not even listening to anything that I was saying, and maybe they weren't either. Because I think emptiness, like speaking emptiness, people also take it as empty. So now in 63 days, not counting, I'll see patients in third year for the first time, and I am terrified because step one's before that, not the patient part. But I really hope that I can bring that meaning to patients and to say words intentionally and to think about them myself, and hopefully still have time to exercise, because if I don't, I'll be probably a lot meaner and a lot more anxious. So, thanks.